Good evening, college football fans. Big Al here on this Tuesday, October 8th, 2024, and welcome to the Week 7 college football television schedule and the announcers for every game this weekend. Now, we usually do this video on Wednesdays, but since there's a game coming on in literally 5 minutes, I'm on now with the Week 7 college football television schedule. So, wasting no time, off we go. You've got one game tonight that's starting in about 5 minutes. You'll have another game on Wednesday. You'll have 3 on Thursday, 5 on Friday, and your full slate on Saturday. So there's a lot of college football on starting tonight. So the first game begins, like I said, in about 5 minutes at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. Florida International at Liberty with Jordan Kent and Dante Whitner. On Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2 is New Mexico State at Jacksonville State. Clay Matvick and Steve Addazio. Then on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2, Coastal Carolina at James Madison with Matt Berry and Dan Mullen. And at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on ESPNU, you'll have UTEP at Western Kentucky with Mike Corey and Renee Eagle-Gila. And at the same time on CBS Sports Network, Middle Tennessee at Louisiana Tech with Alex Del Barrio and Brock Vereen. And then on Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2, Harvard at Cornell, little Ivy League action there. Eric Freedy and Jack Ford. At 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network, UNLV at Utah State, Carter Blackburn and Randy Cross. On Fox at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Northwestern at Maryland, Connor Onion and Mark Helfrich. On ESPN2 at 9:15 p.m. Eastern, 6:15 p.m. Pacific, Prairie View A&M at Arkansas Pine Bluff with Tiffany Green and Jay Walker. Final game on Saturday is at the final game on Friday is at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. Number 16 Utah at Arizona State with Anish Shroff and Andre Ware. Now to Saturday. Starting with the early afternoon portion of the schedule, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games starting at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. ABC has South Carolina at number 7 Alabama with Joe Tessitore and Jordan Rogers. On Fox's Big Noon Saturday, Washington at Iowa with Jason Benetti and Brock Huard. ESPN has number 10 Clemson at Wake Forest with Dave Pasch and Dusty Dvorak. Meanwhile on ESPN2, you'll have number 21 Missouri at Massachusetts, Roy Philpott and Sam Acho. On ESPNU, Toledo at Buffalo, Courtney Lyle and Renee Eagle-Gila. On the CW, it's Georgia Tech at North Carolina, Tom Brenneman and Max Brown. On BTN, it's Wisconsin at Rutgers, Jeff Levering and Jake Butt. On CBS Sports Network, it's UAB at Army, Dave Ryan and Adam Brenneman. And streaming on ESPN Plus at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific is Ball State at Kent State, Anthony Lima and Ryan Kavanaugh. Also streaming on ESPN Plus at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific is Miami of Ohio at Eastern Michigan, Michael Reggie and Marcus Ray. To the late afternoon portion of the schedule, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I miscount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. ABC has the Red River rivalry. Number 1 Texas and number 18 Oklahoma from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas with Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. On the Home Depot Big Ten on CBS, it's number 4 Penn State at USC. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. On NBC, it's Stanford at number 12 Notre Dame with Dan Hicks and Jason Garrett. ESPN has California at number 22 Pittsburgh, Dave Fleming and Brock Osweiler. ESPN2 has Cincinnati at UCF, Mike Monaco and Kirk Morrison. On FS1, it's Purdue at number 23 Illinois with Eric Collins and Spencer Tillman. On the ACC network, Louisville at Virginia, Chris Cotter and Mark Herzlich. On CBS Sports Network, San Diego State at Wyoming, Chris Lewis and Taylor McHargway. On True TV, it's San Jose State at Colorado State, Ari Wolf and Darius Walker. The next 3 games are all streaming on ESPN+. Akron at Western Michigan with Sean Kenny and Charlie Strong. Northern Illinois at Bowling Green with Jason Ross Jr. and Tioka Jackson. And Old Dominion at Georgia State, where there is no broadcast team announced for that game. Or the next game at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific between Memphis and South Florida is going to be broadcast on a network to be announced, and there is no broadcast team announced for this game. At 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific on Fox, it's Arizona at number 14 BYU with Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt. On ESPNU, it's Ohio at Central Michigan, Matt Schumacher and Dustin Fox. At 4:15 p.m. Eastern, 1:15 p.m. Pacific on the SEC network, you've got Mississippi State at number 5 Georgia, Taylor Zarzour and Matt Stinchcomb. Streaming on ESPN Plus at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific is Southern Miss at Louisiana Monroe, and there is no broadcast team announced for that game. And now we move to the evening portion of the schedule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll have 6 games starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. On ESPN, it's Florida at number 8 Tennessee, Bob Wischusen and Louis Riddick. On ESPN2, it's North Texas at Florida Atlantic with Dave Neal and Aaron Murray. On FS1, you've got Washington State at Fresno State, Trent Rush and Petros Papadakis. On True TV, Air Force at New Mexico, J.B. Long and Mike Golick Jr. The remaining 2 games at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific are both streaming on ESPN+. Arkansas State at Texas State and Texas San Antonio at Rice, and there are no broadcast teams announced for those 2 games. After that, you're going to have another 4 games begin at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. On ABC's Saturday Night Football, number 9 Ole Miss at number 13 LSU with Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy. Big Ten Saturday night on NBC has perhaps the game of the year as number 2 Ohio State visits number 3 Oregon. Noah Eagle and Todd Blackledge. On CBS Sports Network, it's Oregon State at Nevada with John Sadak and Ross Tucker. And streaming on ESPN Plus at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, Appalachian State at Louisiana. There is no broadcast team announced for that game. 15 minutes later at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, 4:45 p.m. Pacific on the SEC Network, Vanderbilt at Kentucky. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, and Cole Kubelic. At 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Fox is number 11 Iowa State at West Virginia. Tim Brando and Devin Gardner. On ESPNU, Marshall at Georgia Southern. Lowell Galindo and Fozzie Whitaker. On the ACC Network, Syracuse at NC State, West Durham and Tom Luginbill. At 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on BTN, you've got Minnesota at UCLA, Guy Haberman and Yogi Roth. At 10:15 p.m. Eastern, 7:15 p.m. Pacific on ESPN, number 18 Kansas State at Colorado, Mark Jones and Roddy Jones. At the same time on ESPN2, you have Idaho at Montana State with Jay Alter and Rocky Boyman. Final game of the night is at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. Number 17 Boise State at Hawaii, Rich Waltz and Robert Turbin. And that is a look at the Week 7 college football television schedule and the announcers for every game this upcoming week in college football. Now, this is the first of two videos that I'm recording tonight. Coming up next is my Week 6 NFL recap, also known as the week that was, where we'll take a look at the statistical numbers from every single game from week number 5. I said 6 earlier, but I meant week 5 in the National Football League. So that's coming up shortly, so stay tuned. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off for now. Thanks for watching and enjoy the pigskin. Peace out.